Hi, Chrissy here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make YouTube channel art. It's really easy using Canva. So I use the canva.com website. I'm not a really big fan of the app, but you could use that to do this instead if you prefer. So I'm logged into the Canva website and I'm going to search Canva for YouTube channel art. That's simple. And they're going to give you a whole bunch of templates. But be aware that for a lot of the templates that you're going to, it's going to get cropped on certain views of the YouTube channel. So if you see you've got a lot of like the gamer strategies, a lot of that's going to get cut off when you upload the channel art to the YouTube channel. So I try to stay with something really small. So something like, actually even this is too wide for some views of the channel. So I'm going to just create my own blank YouTube channel art. And I'm going to use a photo. So I'm going to go to, actually I'm going to go to my uploads and I'm going to use one of my photos. So let me find a good background for this. Let's see, I've got lots of pictures in here. I'm going to use this picture here. So I'm going to drag that on there. I'm going to have a picture of my robots as my background. It's a nice picture. Actually, one second. Let me see. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a rectangle. I'm just going to, not wrong one. I'm going to pop a rectangle in there. There we go. Resize this a little bit. I'm going to make it smaller. There we go. And I'm going to center it on the screen. There we go. It's about centered. And I want to make this a little bit transparent so I can see through it a little bit. That works. And then I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to add Pongos Learning Lab. This is for the Pongos Learning Lab channel. So let me just put that in there and center it again. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to make it white. And there are some new features, somewhat new features for text that I really like in Canva. I'm going to go to effects and I want to add I'm going to add a lift that makes the text stand out a little bit better against that background. Now I think the background, I'm going to make it orange instead of let's see, how does that look? That looks okay. All right, so the next thing I need to do, notice that the Pongos Learning Lab is really small here. Not really small, but it's relatively small. I'm not using up this entire area. It's just using up part of it. All right, so I'm going to download this as a PNG. I'm going to just put it on my desktop. So give that a second. All right, almost there. Let's download it to my desktop. I'm going to call it Pongos Learning Lab Channel Art. Save it. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com. I'm going to go to switch my account, make sure I'm in my Pongos Learning Lab channel. And then I'm going to click on there in the top right corner and go to your channel. And you can see this is the YouTube cover art that I already have. So if I go into customize channel for my channel, this will take a second. And I'm going to go to branding. So click on branding and then the banner image. So if I click on learn more, I want to show you this real quick. I'm not sure if it has it. So the branding dimensions should be 2048 by 1152 with an aspect ratio of 16:9. Just be aware that when you upload it, so if I go back in here and I go to change and I upload this graphic, let me upload it. It's going to give you this option. It's going to give you this preview to see what your channel art would look like on different devices. So you can see here that I made my channel art the wrong size, and that's okay. But this isn't really where you're not going to see this until you actually go in to the channel art upload to see it. So it's going to be fine on the desktop. It's going to be fine on the TV. but on smaller devices, like on smartphones, it's going to cut the P and the B off. So this just tells me I just need to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go back into Canva. I'm going to make the text a little bit smaller. So I'm going to make it, let's say 80. So it's going to fit a little bit better. Let me just make this text box a little smaller. I'm going to drag this so that it's in the middle. And I want to see more of the graphic behind it. So I'm going to resize this a little bit. Make this a little bit smaller as well. So as I said earlier, you're going to really be limited as far as how much of the background you're going to see and how much you can have on this area here. Let me actually change the background. I'm going to use my Legos instead. There we go. All right. So I'm going to download it again. Download it as a PNG. So I got to save it to my desktop again. So I'm going to call this Pongos Learning Lab Channel Art Take 2. Save that as a PNG file. I'm going to go back to the channel customization. I'm going to click cancel, and then I'm going to click on change. I'm going to try take 2, and let's see if that one looks better. Oh, I made it too big. Let's see. It's too big, 6.5. So I'm going to try saving it as a JPEG instead. It's going to be smaller. So let me try that instead. Let me see. That should work. Let me download that. All right. We're going to try calling it Pongos Learning Lab Channel Art Take 2. It's going to be saving it as a JPEG file this time. So I'm going to go back to my channel customization, and I'm going to try uploading the JPEG. It's only 652K, so click OK. And that looks a lot better. So I can see the Pongos Learning Lab, I can see the orange background, and I can see some of the Legos. And that's all going to be visible on all devices. You can see what it's going to look like on the desktop and then what it's going to look like on a TV. So it looks a lot better than it did before. I know a lot of people use YouTube on their smartphones. So this is why I do want to make sure that it's still visible on all devices. So I'll click done, and it is almost ready. I got to click on publish. So now that it's published, I'm going to go to the channel. I'm going to reload this page, and there's my channel art. Now, because I use JPEG, it's a little bit lower quality. It's not quite as crisp. For that reason, I probably will go back to the previous channel art that I had, which I have saved in my Canva account, so I can easily switch it back to the other one. But this is just a really rough and quick tutorial on how to do this channel art. It's really good to customize this so that you're branding it. It's looking like your business or your channel. So if you're a YouTuber and you want it to look more like you, then you would do the channel art to reflect the look and feel. So again, if you go into Canva, they have tons of templates. Let me actually demonstrate what would happen if I use something like this, Gamer Strategies. Let me just use this Gamer Strategies. And it's a really nice looking template. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very nice, but let me just change this to Pongos Learning Lab. And I'm going to download that. Hopefully it'll be small enough. So I'm going to call it Gray Circles Gaming YouTube channel. So this is why I'm not going to use that. Let me just show you if I customize this. So I'm going to use the gray circles. And you see what gets cut off? It's not even viewable on a desktop. So it would actually cut it off on a desktop. It would be viewable on a TV, which is great, but a lot of people are going to be looking at this on a desktop or on a smartphone. So that's why I wouldn't use one of these. So the Canva templates are awesome. They're really beautiful. Just be aware that if you use one of them, then your channel art may not work on a lot of devices. So just something to be aware of. All right, so let me just cancel that. That's all I've got for right now. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Hopefully this is useful. If you have any questions, please comment. If you want to watch more videos like this, please like and subscribe. We'd love to be able to share more information with you. And hopefully we will see you again in another video. Thanks again.